So hi, hello everyone, welcome to Physics Analysis YouTube channel. Today we will discuss mechanical property of fluid. What is fluid? First of all, that you should know about. So fluid means basically what? Okay, so see, fluid. So first of all, let us discuss about fluid. What is fluid? So fluid means a substance with having tendency to flow, right? A substance with having tendency to flow. A substance with having tendency to flow, or a substance which is or a substance with having tendency to flow is called fluid, right? For example, what you can say? Tell, come on. So in example of fluid, you can say for example liquid. Almost all the liquid comes under fluid. Of course, gas also. So in liquid generally water we are taking, and in gas we are taking air, right? So water and air both are fluid, right? Why? Because water comes under liquid and air comes under gas. Now what is the difference between these two? Tell me fast. See, actually gas जो है ना, gas is more compressible as compared to liquid. You see the cylinder in your kitchen, okay, gas is compressed. It is compressed a lot, and then it is filled in the cylinder. You see perfume bottle also, there also big amount of gas is compressed and then it is filled into the perfume bottle. If you will release these two, the expansion in gases, okay, it will go up to a large area. Understood? So fluid means basically what? A substance with having tendency to flow, that comes under fluid. Okay, these two examples are there, liquid and gas. Now let us go for properties of fluid. So what are the basic properties that a fluid exhibit? So let us understand first, properties of fluid. So many properties are there, but I would like to indicate basic properties that we are going to discuss in this chapter, right? So first property is no definite shape. Okay, no definite shape. It takes the shape of container in which it is placed, right? No matter water is placed in a glass, okay, in a container, okay, in which container you will place, it will take the shape of that container. So fluid has no definite shape. Both, I am talking about both. Don't think about water only, about gas also, right? Okay, number two is it cannot withstand tangential or shearing stress, right? As a solid can do, you might be learn about tangential and or a shearing stress. Tangentially force you are applying na. Suppose any of the object, let me take suppose this is the block, okay, okay. So if you are applying a force tangentially to it, it suffers a little shearing, it suffers little shearing stress. So actually when you apply a force to that tangentially to this. Okay, it shows shearing stress, right? But shearing a little deformation, okay, along the tangential. But here in case of fluid, we don't see this property, right? Next, number 3, it acts perpendicular force, right? It acts perpendicular force to the surface of container, to the surface. It acts perpendicular force to the surface in contact. In contact, it acts perpendicular force to the surface in contact. Right now, these 3 are very basic properties under fluid. Number 1, no definite shape. Number 2, it cannot withstand tangentially or shearing stress, right? Number 3, it acts perpendicular force to the surface in contact, means liquid or gas, no matter wherever it is placed, it will exert a force perpendicular to the surface in contact. आइए समझते हैं. So let us consider there is a fluid in this container. So fluid is there in this container, right? The fluid will exert a force to the, if suppose you have read in junior classes that liquid exert a force in all possible direction, at every point in all possible direction. Means suppose here, if I am talking about here at this point, so force is acting here. This is how we are indicating the force, right? Now means here also, everywhere. So if I am talking about here to the surface in contact, so this is how a force is acting, perpendicular. Here this is how, here this is how, all right, here this is how. So perpendicular force is acting, right? I mean liquid acts liquid exert perpendicular force to the surface in contact. Means if you will consider a block, a 3D block like this, okay na? So on this block, on the surface of this block, liquid is exerting a force like this. If suppose you are considering this is the surface, so the liquid is filled inside, you see it is almost filled by liquid, okay? So this liquid exerting a force to the surface of this block like this, a perpendicular, it is always perpendicular, right? So these 3 properties we have picked up respective to this chapter. We will be discussing throughout of this chapter, that's why we would like to indicate. Okay, so till now we have discussed about fluid, properties of fluid, right? Now you see fluid, generally we are discussing, we are getting fluid generally. See, you see fluid we are reading under either under hydrostatics, I mean fluid statics, and fluid dynamics. So here 2 words are there. One is fluid statics, right? Study of fluid at rest. Study of fluid at rest. So we have one word, that is fluid statics. So actually you see we are studying fluid statics. So 2 words are there, one is fluid statics and another one is fluid dynamics. Okay, so what is fluid dynamics? A study of fluid in motion. So when we study fluid in motion, we are studying fluid dynamics. Fluid dynamics means you see, when we consider, we are reading up, suppose a liquid, okay, and the liquid is in flow, so we are reading fluid dynamics. Fluid example, you can fluid dynamics, that means hydrodynamics, so these two are, right, fluid statics and fluid dynamics. Fluid statics means what? Fluid at rest, study of fluid at rest. Fluid dynamics means what? Study of fluid in motion. Clear? Okay.